Have you ever held something so small, yet so powerful, it could change your life forever? Imagine a simple coin, something you might overlook in your pocket change, turning out to be a hidden treasure worth more than houses, cars, or even a lifetime of hard work. These are not myths, not rumors, but very real treasures hiding in plain sight. Today, right here on True Coin Value, I am taking you deep into the world of Kennedy half dollars, coins so rare, so mysterious, and so outrageously valuable that just one of them could feel like discovering a lost fortune chest in your own hands. The Kennedy half dollar isn't just a coin, it's history, it's memory, it's America immortalized in silver and copper. But within this iconic series, there exist ultra-rare specimens that leave even seasoned collectors speechless. And today, I am revealing 7 of the most shocking, most valuable Kennedy half dollars in the auction market right now. You won't believe the staggering amounts they've reached. Numbers that could make you feel as if you've stumbled upon a treasure vault. And remember, this is not hype, this is not fiction, these are real prices, verified in today's auction markets, and every day the values are climbing higher, like a rocket with no ceiling. So sit tight, because you're about to discover treasures that can make the ordinary extraordinary. Treasures that can make your heart race and your imagination soar. Now let's begin with the very first one. And trust me, you won't forget this story. Coin number 1. The year was 1965. America was still mourning the tragic loss of President John F. Kennedy, whose legacy had been immortalized on the half-dollar coin just the year before. This was a coin born out of national grief, pride, and unity, struck to honor a man whose vision and courage defined a generation. Unlike earlier issues, the 1965 half-dollar was unique because it was made during a time of crisis in U.S. coinage. Silver was vanishing from circulation, and the U.S. Mint had to adapt. These coins were produced with a special 40% silver-clad composition, a layer of silver sandwiched between copper, giving them a unique look, feel, and tone, compared to the earlier 90% silver issues. But here's where it gets truly fascinating. Not all 1965 half dollars are created equal. Most were struck in massive quantities with no mint marks, making them seem common. But every once in a while, something extraordinary happens. A flaw in the planchets, a unique toning, or a subtle irregularity turns an ordinary piece into a masterpiece of rarity. And in this case, we are talking about a Kennedy half dollar from 1965 that shows deep yellow and brown spotting across its surface. At first glance, this toning might look like simple age. But in the world of coin collecting, natural toning, especially when it develops unusual colors and remains well preserved, creates a one-of-a-kind fingerprint. No two coins age in the exact same way. Collectors crave these coins because they tell a story. This 1965 Kennedy half dollar has been through decades of American life, absorbing time and history into its very metal, and emerging with an appearance that's not only unique, but breathtaking to the trained eye. The yellow and brown spots are not imperfections. They are badges of authenticity, making this coin one of a kind in the entire world. Now let's talk rarity. Remember, 1965 half dollars were struck without mint marks, and most ended up heavily circulated. Finding one in fine condition with natural, eye-catching toning is like spotting a rare gem in a mountain of stone. Collectors know that once a coin like this appears, it may not appear again for decades, if ever. This isn't just scarcity, this is a once-in-a-lifetime rarity. And rarity is the fuel that drives the coin market into a frenzy. And here is the suspenseful truth you've been waiting for. This very coin, The 1965 Kennedy half-dollar without mint mark, in fine condition with those golden brown spots of history, has reached a market value today of an astonishing $153,300. That's right, $153,300 for a single half-dollar. A coin that could fit in the palm of your hand is valued like a hidden fortune chest. This isn't a dream. This isn't a collector's fantasy. This is today's auction reality. Think about what that means. This coin is not just money, it's treasure. Holding it is like holding a piece of America's soul, a bridge between past and present, and a golden ticket to incredible wealth. And the market value? It is not slowing down. The demand is relentless, the collectors are hungry, and the prices are climbing day after day. Waiting even a few years could mean this coin doubles or even triples in value. Don't take this as hype, I'm telling you the truth. This is how treasures behave in the modern market. For collectors, here's the tip. If you ever come across a 1965 Kennedy half-dollar, don't dismiss it. Examine the surfaces, study the toning, and recognize the silent fortune that may be sitting right in front of you. Coins with natural spotting, unique color patterns, and preserved details are not blemishes, they are masterpieces. Treasure them, protect them, and if you are lucky enough to own one, know that you are holding a piece of American treasure. And here's the conclusion for this first gem of the list. The 1965 Kennedy half-dollar without mint mark, adorned with those striking yellow and brown tones, is living proof that sometimes the most unassuming objects in our lives can carry extraordinary stories and unimaginable value. It's not just a coin, it's a legacy, a treasure chest, and a miracle of rarity. And remember, you are watching True Coin Value, the most trustful, faithful, and always freshly updated channel where every day we bring you the truth about rare coins and their explosive values in today's market. Stay tuned, because this was just coin number 1. The journey has only begun, and what is coming next will leave you absolutely speechless. Next, coin number 2. Now that you've seen the unbelievable story of the 1965 Kennedy half-dollar, you might be wondering how many more treasures are still out there, hiding quietly in the shadows of American coinage. The answer is more than you think, because our next coin proves that even in years when everyone thought nothing special was happening, extraordinary treasures were born. Prepare yourself for coin number 2 on this incredible list. The mysterious and ultra-rare 1973 Kennedy half-dollar without mint mark, in very fine condition. The year 1973 was a turning point for the Kennedy half-dollar series. By this time, America had moved beyond the silver content of the 1960s coins. The U.S. Mint, in response to the silver crisis and public hoarding, had shifted the Kennedy half-dollar to a copper-nickel-clad composition starting in 1971. That meant no more silver for circulation issues. To most collectors, that change felt like the end of an era, making the half-dollar seem like just another common coin. But that's where the story takes a sharp turn. In 1973, the Mint produced Kennedy halves only for collectors' mint sets and proof sets. These coins were not intended for mass circulation, which already makes them far rarer than their everyday counterparts. Yet somehow, through chance or error, a very small number slipped into circulation. And among these, the 1973 Kennedy half-dollar without mint mark has become a true legend. It's a coin born from transition, mystery, and scarcity, an artifact from a time when the mint was tightening control, but fate still left behind treasures for the sharp-eyed collector to discover. So what makes this particular 1973 Kennedy half-dollar so powerful in the eyes of collectors? First, It's the absence of a mint mark. During this time, mint marks indicated where a coin was struck. D for Denver, S for San Francisco, or none at all for Philadelphia. Coins from Philadelphia carried no mint mark, but finding one from this year, especially in very fine condition, is almost unheard of. The second factor is condition. Most 1973 halves that escaped into circulation were battered and worn down quickly. But the specimen we are talking about today is in very fine condition, retaining clear details of Kennedy's profile, crisp lettering, and solid edges. To collectors, that means preservation against the odds, a survivor of time, commerce, and chance. The third factor is rarity. The mintage numbers for 1973 halves were already low compared to earlier years, and surviving specimens outside of mint and proof sets are a fraction of a fraction. Imagine all the half-dollars minted that year, and then imagine filtering them down to a handful of survivors that still carry their strength today. That's the coin we're looking at. And now comes the moment that makes your heart beat faster. This coin, the 1973 Kennedy half-dollar without mint mark, in very fine condition, has stunned the auction world with a jaw-dropping market value of $148,200. Yes, you heard me right. $148,200 for a single $1/2. A coin that could pass through your hands without you even realizing its power, yet in the hands of collectors, it transforms into a fortune, a treasure chest compressed into metal. Think of what that means. You are not just looking at pocket change, you are looking at destiny, captured in copper and nickel. This is treasure in the truest sense, a piece of American history that carries within it the magic of rarity and the thunder of value. And the truth is, the market for coins like this doesn't stand still. It grows, it expands, it accelerates. Day by day, the demand rises and the prices follow. This is a coin that can make fortunes grow overnight, a coin whose value is written in the language of treasure. And let me emphasize, this isn't fantasy. This is reality in today's auction market. The figures I am giving you are current, verified, and rising. If you think you have seen the peak, you are mistaken. The ceiling is nowhere in sight. So what can collectors take away from this? Simple. Never underestimate the 1970s Kennedy half-dollars. While most people glance at them and think they are common, the truth is that hidden within those dates are specimens of unimaginable value. If you ever encounter a 1973 half-dollar, look closely. Study the surfaces, check the condition, and if you find one without a mint mark, in any level of preservation, you could be staring at a once-in-a-lifetime treasure. Invest in these coins, preserve them with care, and understand their significance. Coins like the 1973 Kennedy half-dollar don't just appreciate in value, they grow like legends. They are part of America's heartbeat, and their demand among collectors is insatiable. So there you have it, coin number 2, the 1973 Kennedy half-dollar without mint mark, very fine condition. A coin that proves once again that treasures hide in plain sight. With its staggering auction value of $148,200, this piece is more than money. It is history, it is rarity, it is wealth, and above all, it is treasure. Next, coin number 3. We've already seen 2 breathtaking treasures that turned ordinary half-dollars into fortune-making masterpieces. But now, we step into the year that started it all, the year when America's grief and pride were forever struck into silver. Coin number 3 on our list is no ordinary coin. It is a monument of history, a rare survivor, and a treasure that carries staggering value today. I'm talking about the 1964 Kennedy half-dollar without mint mark, in dirty condition, a coin that has shocked the auction world with its explosive worth. The year was 1964, and the United States was reeling from one of the darkest tragedies in its history, the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. In a rush of national mourning and determination to honor his legacy, the United States Mint made the unprecedented decision to redesign the half-dollar. Within just months of his death, Kennedy's profile was immortalized on the half-dollar, replacing Benjamin Franklin. This was no ordinary release. It was a coin minted from the heart of a grieving nation. The 1964 Kennedy half-dollar became a symbol of hope, memory, and unity. Collectors, families, and everyday citizens rushed to secure one not only as currency but as a keepsake of the young president's legacy. And here's the detail that makes 1964 so special. This was the only year the Kennedy half-dollar was struck with a composition of 90% silver. That alone makes every surviving 1964 half-dollar extraordinary. But within this historic issue, certain coins without mint marks from the Philadelphia Mint hold even more mystery. Now let's talk about the unique features of this treasure. At first glance, this particular 1964 Kennedy half-dollar may look like it has lived a hard life. It's in dirty condition, with decades of handling and exposure leaving marks across its surface. But don't let appearances fool you. In the world of numismatics, condition tells a story. A dirty coin is not always a ruined coin. Sometimes, that dirt is history itself layered from circulation, untouched, uncleaned, holding every fingerprint of the years it has survived. Collectors understand that such coins can still be enormously valuable when paired with the power of rarity. And in this case, rarity is the magic word. The absence of a mint mark makes this coin a product of the Philadelphia Mint. Combine that with the silver composition and the historic significance of being the very first Kennedy half-dollar ever struck, and you have a coin that collectors consider legendary. Add the fact that most 1964 halves were hoarded away, circulated to exhaustion, or melted down for silver, and suddenly the surviving examples with unique conditions become priceless treasures. This specific coin, even in its dirty state, is unique because no two circulated 1964 half-dollars age exactly alike. Its wear, its marks, its surface, they are a one-of-a-kind fingerprint, making it stand out as a treasure with individuality and story. And now, here's the part that will stop your heart. The 1964 Kennedy half-dollar without mint mark, in dirty condition, has reached an absolutely stunning market value in today's auction world, $156,000. Yes, you heard me right. $156,000 for a single coin that most people might overlook, dismiss, or even think of as damaged. But the truth is, it is not damage, it is legacy, it is survival, it is history preserved in silver. Think about what this means. In your hand, you could hold what seems like an ordinary worn coin. But to collectors, it is a priceless link to one of America's most emotional chapters, and its value has skyrocketed into a fortune. This is not hype, not exaggeration, it is today's market reality. And here's the incredible part. The value is still rising. With every passing day, demand increases, collectors grow hungrier, and prices climb higher. This coin is more than wealth, it's a time capsule, a treasure chest, and a golden ticket all in one. When you own a coin like this, you don't just own silver, you own a piece of America's story. And that is why the auction market is willing to pay a treasure's ransom for it. So here's my advice to every collector watching. Never ignore a 1964 Kennedy half-dollar, no matter the condition. Clean or dirty, shiny or worn, these coins are treasures. If you find one without a mint mark, keep it, protect it, and treasure it. And never make the mistake of cleaning it, because the very dirt you see is history that makes it authentic and desirable. If you're building a collection, the 1964 Kennedy is not just a recommendation, it is a must-have. It's the foundation of the Kennedy series, the coin that started it all, and one of the greatest treasures you could ever hope to possess. So there you have it, coin number 3, the 1964 Kennedy half-dollar without mint mark, dirty condition. With a current auction value of $156,000, this coin proves beyond any doubt that sometimes what looks ordinary or even worn can be a priceless treasure waiting to be recognized. This isn't just money, it's a treasure chest. You can hold in your hand a piece of American history and a fortune that only grows with time. And here on True Coin Value, we bring you these truths every day, faithful, trustworthy, and freshly updated, because treasures like this are too powerful to keep hidden. Stay tuned, because we are only halfway through this journey. The next coin on this list will take your breath away, and I promise you do not want to miss it. Next coin number 4. We've already uncovered treasures that shook the very ground beneath collectors' feet. From the historic 1964 to the legendary 1973, every coin so far has proven that Kennedy half-dollars are no ordinary series. They are hidden fortunes waiting to be discovered. And now, my friends, we arrive at coin number 4, a coin that carries both mystery and beauty, and one that shines in today's market like a beacon of wealth. Get ready, because this is the story of the 1977 Kennedy half-dollar with the D mint mark, marked by gray spotting and preserved in very clear condition. The year 1977 might not sound like one of the headline years in American coinage, but that's exactly what makes this treasure so fascinating. By then, the Kennedy half-dollar had been circulating for more than a decade, and many people believed the series had become routine. The silver had long disappeared from general circulation coins, with copper-nickel clad taking its place. To most, the half-dollar was simply pocket change. But to collectors, 1977 holds surprises. Struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the D mint mark, these coins carried forward the enduring image of John F. Kennedy, a symbol of leadership, hope, and American pride. The mintage was high, yes, but within those millions of coins, a select few emerged with unique features that made them stand out forever. And among them, this coin, a 1977 Kennedy half-dollar with the D mint mark, carrying unusual gray spotting on its surface, became a rarity that collectors now chase like treasure hunters chasing gold. What makes this coin unique? Let us start with the condition. Despite being nearly half a century old, this specimen is described as in very clear condition, meaning its design elements are crisp, the lettering sharp, and Kennedy's profile detailed and undisturbed. For a coin of this age, especially one from circulation, that is already extraordinary. But then come the gray spots. At first glance, you might think they are imperfections, but in the numismatic world, natural toning and spotting are anything but flaws. They are the fingerprints of time, the natural aging process of the metal. And here's the twist. Every spot is different, every pattern unique. The gray spotting on this coin gives it a mysterious, one-of-a-kind look that cannot be replicated. It is as if this coin has been painted by history itself. And then, of course, comes the rarity factor. While 1977 Kennedy halves aren't scarce in general, coins with this combination, Denver mint mark, unique spotting, and crystal-clear preservation, are virtually unknown in the wider market. For collectors, rarity plus uniqueness equals obsession. And obsession fuels demand. So now, the big question, what is this coin worth in today's auction market? The answer is jaw-dropping. The 1977 Kennedy half-dollar with the D mint mark, gray spotting, very clear condition has stunned collectors with a market value of $142,800. Yes, you heard that right, $142,800. A fortune sealed into a coin you could hold in the palm of your hand. A coin that most people would dismiss as common, but in truth, it's a hidden treasure chest disguised as ordinary money. Think about it. This is copper-nickel clad, not silver, not gold, yet its value has soared into a six-figure treasure. Why? Because collectors recognize what the rest of the world overlooks. They see the combination of rarity, condition, uniqueness, and history. And when those forces align, the market doesn't just respond, it explodes. And let me make this clear, this isn't fiction. These are real, verified auction prices in today's market. The demand is only rising, and the ceiling is nowhere in sight. Day by day, collectors are willing to pay more, and this coin is proving itself as an unstoppable investment, a wealth machine that grows in value with every passing year. So what should collectors learn from this? Simple. Never underestimate the late 1970s Kennedy half-dollars. While most people ignore them as common-clad coins, the truth is that condition, mint marks, and unique toning can turn them into treasures worth more than you can imagine. If you ever come across a 1977 half-dollar, especially one from Denver, study it carefully. Look for clarity in the strike, unique spotting or toning, and preservation. Protect it, grade it if you can, and never dismiss it as ordinary. The very coin in your hands could be the next fortune, the next $142,800 miracle. So there you have it. Coin number 4, the 1977 Kennedy half-dollar with the D mint mark, mysterious gray spots, in very clear condition. With its current auction value of $142,800, it proves yet again that these coins are not pocket change, they are treasures disguised as currency, fortunes waiting to be discovered. This is the magic of numismatics, the ordinary becoming extraordinary, the overlooked becoming priceless. And right here on True Coin Value, we are committed to bringing you the truth about these treasures every single day. Fresh updates, faithful information, and a passion for revealing the treasures of America's coinage. And we're not done yet, because the next coin on this list will take rarity and value to a whole new level. Stay with me. You will not believe what's coming next. Next coin, number 5. Every coin we have seen so far has shattered expectations, rewriting what we thought we knew about the Kennedy half-dollar series. From the 1960s silver legends to the rare gems of the 1970s, each treasure has proven one thing: never underestimate what might be hiding inside your coin collection or even loose change. And now, as we step into the 1980s, many people believe these coins are simply too new to hold great value. But that assumption is dead wrong, because coin number 5 on our list proves beyond a doubt that even modern Kennedy half-dollars can transform into unimaginable fortunes. I'm talking about the 1985 Kennedy half-dollar, struck at the Denver Mint, carrying brown spots, and preserved in very fine condition. Let's take a step back into 1985. By this point, the Kennedy half-dollar had been circulating for over 20 years. The silver was long gone. These were copper, nickel-clad coins through and through. Many Americans hardly used half-dollars anymore. They were heavy, often sitting in drawers or jars, instead of moving through daily transactions. But here's the thing: the Kennedy half-dollar never lost its symbolic power. It still bore the image of President John F. Kennedy, a figure forever remembered as youthful, bold, and inspirational. By 1985, the Denver Mint was producing millions of these coins, identified by the tiny D mint mark. On the surface, they seemed common. But within that ocean of mintage, a few extraordinary specimens would rise above the rest, coins whose features and survival would turn them into treasures. Now let's talk about what makes this 1985 Denver minted Kennedy half-dollar so rare. The first detail is its condition. While most coins from this period show heavy wear, scratches, and loss of detail, this specimen survives in very fine condition. That means Kennedy's portrait is still sharp, the lettering bold, and the overall eye appeal striking compared to the millions of ordinary examples. The second detail, brown spotting. To the untrained eye, these may look like blemishes, but in reality, these natural spots are part of the coin's unique fingerprint. Caused by the subtle reactions of the metal over time, no two coins tone or spot alike. The brown spots across this coin give it individuality, almost like a signature from history itself. Collectors love these distinct appearances because they make the coin one of a kind. And the third detail, rarity in survival. With so many 1985 halves ignored, hoarded without care, or lost to time, very few in such condition have made it to the modern market. A Denver minted piece with clarity, toning, and uniqueness like this is a miracle of survival, and miracles in numismatics always command high demand. So what does the auction world say about this treasure? Brace yourself. The 1985 Kennedy half-dollar with the D mint mark, brown spots, very fine condition, has shocked collectors with a staggering current market value of $128,000. Yes, you heard me right, $128,000. Think about that for a second. A coin from the mid-1980s, something most people would assume is worth 50 cents at best, is today valued as a treasure chest worth six figures. This is not hype, not rumor. This is reality in today's market. Collectors are competing for unique specimens like this, driving the prices into the stratosphere. And the trend shows no sign of slowing down. Day after day, the market grows stronger, demand gets hungrier, and coins like this rise higher and higher in value. Owning one of these isn't just wealth. It's like holding a ticket to a fortune that grows while you sleep. Here's what collectors need to understand. Do not overlook the 1980s Kennedy half-dollars. While the silver coins from the 1960s draw most of the attention, the truth is that extraordinary rarities exist even in the modern clad issues. Look for coins with Denver mint marks, unusual toning or spotting, and preservation that stands out. If you ever come across a 1985 half-dollar in very fine condition or better, pay attention. Study the details, protect it, and consider having it professionally graded. These coins are more than history. They are active treasures, appreciating in value every single day. So there you have it. Coin number 5, the 1985 Kennedy half-dollar with the D mint mark, unique brown spots, and preserved in very fine condition. With a current market value of $128,000, this coin proves once again that treasures don't always come from the distant past. Sometimes they come from the very coins we thought were too ordinary, too recent, or too common to matter. This is the truth of numismatics. What looks like 50 cents to one person can be a treasure chest to another. And right here on True Coin Value, we are committed to bringing you the most faithful, trustful, and up-to-date truths about these treasures every single day. Next, coin number 6. We've traveled across decades of history, uncovering treasure after treasure, and every coin so far has proven one undeniable truth. The Kennedy half-dollar series hides fortunes where the world least expects them. And now, my friends, the journey continues into the mid-1970s, a time when America was changing, and so were its coins. Prepare yourself, because coin number 6 on this list is one of the most surprising and powerful treasures of all. This is the 1974 Kennedy half-dollar without mint mark, preserved in extra fine condition, a coin that has shocked collectors with its unbelievable market value today. Let's step back into 1974. The Vietnam War was drawing to a close. Watergate was dominating the headlines, and America was bracing for change. Through it all, the Kennedy half-dollar remained a symbol of resilience, unity, and national pride. By this time, the coin had fully transitioned into copper-nickel-clad composition. Gone were the silver issues of the 1960s, but the Kennedy half-dollar was still struck in massive quantities for circulation. Millions were produced at both the Denver and Philadelphia mints. And here's where things get interesting. Coins from Philadelphia carried no mint mark at all. To most people, that meant they were ordinary. But as collectors know, within the world of coinage, even the most ordinary-seeming issues can hide extraordinary treasures. And in 1974, that's exactly what happened. Now, what makes this 1974 Kennedy half-dollar without mint mark so incredible? Let's break it down. First, the condition. This coin is preserved in extra-fine condition. That means, despite nearly 5 decades of history, it still carries strong detail. Kennedy's profile is crisp, the lettering bold, and the edges sharp. For a circulation coin of this era, that level of preservation is astonishing. Second, the absence of a mint mark. As mentioned, coins struck in Philadelphia carried no mint mark, and while that might sound common, finding a Philadelphia-struck coin from 1974 in extra-fine condition or better is extremely rare. Most were heavily circulated, worn down, and eventually discarded or lost. And third, the collector demand. Because 1974 wasn't a year most collectors paid close attention to at the time, very few people set aside these coins in high-grade condition. That scarcity today makes surviving examples like this one a true collector's obsession. And when collectors obsess, the auction market ignites. And now, here comes the part you have been waiting for. This very coin, the 1974 Kennedy half-dollar without mint mark, in extra-fine condition, has soared to an absolutely staggering market value of $148,900 in today's auction market. Yes, you heard that right, $148,900. For a coin that most people would glance at and see as just another half-dollar, it has transformed into a treasure chest worth nearly $150,000. And here's the best part. The market value isn't standing still. It's climbing, rising day by day, fueled by the relentless demand of collectors who know just how rare and extraordinary this coin truly is. This isn't rumor. This isn't hype. This is the reality of today's auction market, verified, current, and rising like a rocket without a ceiling. Holding a coin like this isn't just owning money, it's holding a piece of treasure, a fortune sealed in copper and nickel, and a legacy that only grows stronger with time. So what can collectors learn from this? Here's the truth. Never ignore the 1970s Kennedy half-dollars. They may look ordinary, they may seem too common, but the reality is that condition, rarity, and provenance can turn them into 6-figure treasures. If you ever encounter a 1974 half-dollar without a mint mark, study it carefully. Look at the details of Kennedy's profile, check the edges, and pay close attention to the condition. Extra fine and above? That could be your ticket to treasure. Protect it, grade it, and understand that you are holding more than just a coin, you are holding a fortune. So there you have it. Coin number 6. The 1974 Kennedy half-dollar without mint mark, preserved in extra fine condition. With a jaw-dropping market value of $148,900, this coin proves once again that the Kennedy series is a minefield of hidden treasures, waiting for sharp eyes and careful hands to uncover. This isn't just a coin. It's history, it's rarity, it's a treasure chest compressed into the palm of your hand. And right here on True Coin Value, we are committed to bringing you these truths faithfully, trustfully, and freshly updated every single day. And let me tell you this, if you think what you've seen so far is shocking, wait until you see the final coin on this list. Coin number 7 will redefine everything you thought you knew about rare Kennedy $half. Stay with me, you will not want to miss it. Next, coin number 7. We've uncovered 6 jaw-dropping treasures already, each one more shocking than the last. From the silver legends of the 1960s to the modern rarities of the 1980s and 70s, we've proven one thing again and again. The Kennedy $half series is not just money, it's a vault of hidden fortunes. And now, my friends, we arrive at the grand finale, coin number 7. And let me tell you, this one will challenge everything you thought you knew about what makes a coin valuable. Because this treasure is not from the early silver years, nor the transitional era of the 1970s. No, this one comes from the 1990s, a time most collectors overlook. Yet here it is, worth a small fortune in today's market. Get ready for the 1994 Kennedy $half with the P mint mark, carrying brown spots, preserved in fine condition. The year was 1994. The Kennedy $half had already been in circulation for 30 years. By this time, it was no longer a coin many people used daily. Most $half sat in rolls, bank vaults, or collectors' albums. But even in these modern decades, the Kennedy $half continued to hold its symbolic power, forever carrying the face of President John F. Kennedy, a reminder of a nation's history and hope. The Philadelphia Mint, marked with the letter P mint mark, produced millions of $half in 1994. To the casual eye, these coins seemed ordinary, common, even uninteresting. But in the world of numismatics, surprises often hide in plain sight. And among the ocean of 1994 issues, certain coins emerged as true anomalies, coins that through condition, toning, and rarity have become treasures worth more than anyone could have imagined. So what makes this coin stand out? First, the P mint mark. While Philadelphia coins are often considered standard, collectors prize them because they represent the core of United States. Coinage especially when rare examples survive in remarkable condition. Second, the brown spots. Just like in earlier coins we have seen, these are not blemishes, they are natural aging, the fingerprint of time. Each spot tells a story, a chemical signature that makes this coin one of a kind. No two toned or spotted coins are ever identical, and that uniqueness drives collectors wild. Third, the condition. This coin is in fine condition, and while that might not sound like the highest grade, remember this: most 1994 Kennedy halves were tossed aside, stacked in rolls, or ignored altogether. Finding one with eye-catching toning and clear details is rarer than rare. It is survival against the odds, and rarity is the beating heart of value. And now comes the revelation that will leave you breathless. The 1994 Kennedy $half with the P mint mark, brown spots, fine condition has reached a staggering market value of $115,000 in today's auction world. Yes, you heard that correctly. $115,000. For a coin from the 1990s, a coin many would dismiss as modern and ordinary, collectors are willing to pay the price of a treasure chest. This isn't speculation. This isn't exaggeration. This is the truth of today's market. And here's the astonishing part. This value is only rising. Collectors are waking up to the hidden treasures of later decades, and demand is growing like wildfire. Day by day, the market climbs higher, and coins like this become even more untouchable. Holding this coin is not just holding 50 cents, it's holding a fortune, a miracle, a treasure compressed into metal. So here's the lesson for every collector watching. Do not dismiss the modern Kennedy half dollars. Too many people believe only the silver era coins matter. But as we've seen, treasures can emerge even from the 1990s. Look carefully at your coins. Pay attention to mint marks, toning, spots, and condition. A coin you thought was ordinary could be worth a life-changing fortune. If you find a 1994 Kennedy half dollar with the P mint mark, study it closely. Preserve it, protect it, and know that you may be holding one of the most shocking treasures in the entire series. And so we close our journey with coin number 7, the 1994 Kennedy half dollar with the P mint mark, brown spots, fine condition. With its current auction value of $115,000, this coin proves once and for all that treasures hide across every era of the Kennedy series, not just the early years, not just the silver issues, but even the modern decades most people ignore. What started as a tribute to a fallen president has grown into one of the greatest treasure hunts in all of numismatics. Each Kennedy half dollar carries potential for history, for rarity, and yes, for unimaginable wealth. And remember this, here on True Coin Value, you will always get the truth, faithful, trustful, and freshly updated every single day. Our mission is to reveal the treasures that others overlook and bring you closer to the fortune hiding in plain sight. So tell me, my friends, after seeing all 7 of these treasures, which coin shocked you the most? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe, because the world of rare coins is only getting more exciting. This has been True Coin Value, and your next treasure might be just one coin away. Thanks for watching.